And just going through this, what do I notice that I don't like immediately? There's a variable on line 7 that says start time that isn't associated with anything. I don't know where this variable is used, but this time is going to be set when the script is loaded into whichever module we're loading it into. And so if I'm actually using this, I'm not sure. I see. So I'm making the assumption with line 7 that I'm only using this function once, which isn't necessarily true. Also, using time.time is okay, I guess, but it turns it into a semi-magic number. We don't really know across the code base if there's going to be a consistent method for actually timing certain things, profiling. So I would rather use something different that's a bit clearer, that this is throughout the script how we're going to be using this. So profiling is something that I would need to reevaluate. On line 10, there's a variable iteration since last check, which doesn't mean anything to me reading through it. I know that I'm calculating on line 23 the lower range and the upper range. So assuming the boundaries tuple that's passed in as the parameter to this function is 3, 3, which would mean that we're taking 3 frames before the current index in the compositing loop, and then 3 frames above the current index as the range. Checking to see if we've gone beyond that number, we delete from the image cache everything that is out of date. And I just introduced the concept of an image cache, which isn't very clear. I don't know where this variable is declared. Let's see. Where is it first? Is it only mentioned twice? Yeah, so that's an interesting one. Image cache is right. Okay, so on line 4, goodness, I do not like this. So on line 4, I'm importing a static, or a relatively static array. Dictionary, I should say, that caches the image, and it's not really associated with anything. This is what we would consider to be global state, and that's generally not good. So this should theoretically be an argument to the composite images function. Another issue is the output path is a string, whereas the log file is a file. That's inconsistent and not good. Ideally, we would pass the file handles consistently. This is a matter of single responsibility, making it easier to test, because we might not necessarily want to deal with file input output with this function. Anything else? Here we're doing another profiling issue on line 29. OS get current working directory, we're calling twice. The variable item is vague. The variable item print, I'm not sure what it does. I'll see on line 31 that we're printing item print. So I assume that's supposed to be outputted to the console or wherever we're tracking the progress of the script. So maybe there would be a better way to format that. And ideally, there would be a clear logging mechanism. What else? This calculation on line 36 to 39, 40. 39 through 40 might benefit from being its own function. Is there anything else? This get image function isn't very clearly named. Image new. Opacity. I wonder if we can cache line 41 somehow. We're saving the output path. That's not tremendously bad. The variable incrementation I don't really find offensive. As offensive as the name. Also, this code doesn't have any comments, which is going to make this brittle in the future. And there are probably a whole bunch of other Pythonic things that I could learn that would make it much better. But this was quick and dirty. It was meant to be an improvement over what ChatGPT output, which wasn't bad. It just wasn't doing the things that I wanted it to do because it was very slow.